We're going to talk about a growing epidemic. We're talking about distracted driving. We all know we do it. Texting and talking on your cell phone, those aren't the only problems. If you're a parent, you'll find even more dangers lurking in your rearview mirror and in your back seat. Take a look.
And there are times when I look forward and I think, I haven't been looking forward in probably 5 seconds. It's really dangerous.
Laura Cara is a typical mom and a multitasker, which can be a deadly distraction behind the wheel.
This morning, my 6-year-old wanted his backpack, which was in the front, so I grabbed it and I'm like this. And then he wants something from his backpack. He can't reach it. And I said, honey, I'm driving. This is really bad.
In fact, multitasking has led to more than 400,000 injuries in 2009, according to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
When I'm nannying, they'll want food or something, and I'll be like, okay, I got it. And then, turn around and give them food. Or if they want my iPod, I'll keep my iPod up front. Or if they want to change the song, I have to go turn around again.
Kelly Mastronardi says she's making sure the kids have everything they need, but that means she isn't always paying enough attention to the road.
I have other people's kids in the car, and I don't want to, in a second something can happen. So I am aware that it's not the safest thing to do, but it is kind of habit at the same time.
Habits most of us do without even thinking twice about it, like changing the radio or talking on the cell or eating. Even drinking a cup of coffee can be a threat. But all of these little distractions can have big consequences. 80% of crashes are caused by distracted driving.
Usually my kids distract me to no end. They fight, they throw things, they want something.
Well, texting is high on the list of distractions. 27% of adults admit to texting while driving. 26% of teens say they do it. But it's parents of young children who are especially vulnerable to distractions, and that is according to the AAA Foundation for Traffic Safety.
I signed the no phone driving pledge, but this is just as bad.
Kicking of the chair, a little bit of I'm hungry, I have to go to the bathroom, turn down the radio, turn up the radio.
Joe Lascari says he keeps his eyes on the road.
I'll peek in the mirror, sure, but I don't turn around.
It's craziness. Just if you feel like they're hurting each other, like fighting about something and hitting back and forth while they're in their car seats or in their booster chairs. So that's the one that gets most distracting.
Dylan Remley says that if it's too hard to stay focused, he just pulls over.
I honestly, have I pulled over?
A couple times.
Yeah, more than a couple times.
And it turns out women are more likely than men to be inattentive drivers.
But normally he's talking to me and I have the rear view mirror tilted looking at him while I'm driving. And, sometimes I forget.
Well, forgetting is not an option, but there are 4 easy rules to keep you focused on driving even when your kids are in the car. Feed the kids before leaving the house. Feed yourself at home. Turn your cell phone off before getting in the car, and don't touch any other device unless you pull over. Some car companies are even trying to design safer cars using newer technology. There are also apps out there to help lower the risks, but the bottom line is to watch the road, not the kids.
I can't say I haven't looked in my rearview mirror, but definitely if you just can't pay attention to the road and pay attention to what's going in the back seat.
I'm really surprised that everyone admitted the things they do while they drive.
Right.
Do you do anything?
I'm more distracted watching other people that are distracted. It's so annoying. There was a man that was reading a newspaper the other day. Reading, not just glancing down, fully reading it, and driving was second on his list, I guess. But it's really scary. The numbers are pretty alarming, though.
They really are. And I tell you, I'll admit it, when I used to drive, I don't drive anymore because I live in New York, but I used to do my makeup while I drive. My mascara.
Men hate when they see women do makeup too. Well, definitely, if you think that America's distracted driving problem is all about texting teens, you need to take a closer look at what's going on in the minivan 1 lane over.
Yeah, like Audra does.
Yes.
Kara Corden, health editor of Parents Magazine. She's here to discuss some of the surprising results when it comes to distracted driving, and you are not going to believe some of these. They're really frightening. Now, Kara, we saw that piece. Wow, very scary, but I bet a lot of parents at home are thinking, I do the same thing.
I know. It was hard, watching it, you're just kind of shaking your head or nodding because you really recognize yourself. It's sort of inevitable when you have young children. They are such a distraction to you. Research has shown that a child in the car is 4 times more distracting than an adult, and a baby is 8 times more distracting.
Wow.
8 times more distracting.
Yeah, which makes sense. They're crying, they can't see, the kids are fighting, they're dropping things. You saw on the tape.
So why can't we ignore it? It seems obvious. You can't ignore screaming kids,
Right.
but
It's
why
an
can't we
instinct.
focus on the road?
It's an instinct to want to help your child or just solve the problem because you're thinking, if I get rid of this problem, then I can focus.
Help yourself, because I
Yes.
caught myself doing that the other day. I was driving, and my daughter was in the back. She's 9 months old now, but her little pacifier fell out, and she started screaming, going off.
Yeah.
And to keep her quiet and to keep my sanity, I'm reaching back to try to find it, and then I said, oh my gosh, I'm that mom now that's doing that. But you know, you pull over.
Do you
and
know
get it
I
done.
once reached around to grab something on the floor and my arm almost got stuck? Seriously, almost got stuck. And I was like, this is ridiculous.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Distracted driving is thought to be the cause of 80% of all crashes. That women are more likely than men to be distracted.
Slightly. I don't think we should go too hard on ourselves.
Okay, good.
We're a little more inattentive, but we're usually the ones driving with the kids all over the place.
Right, and I thought it's interesting to note too, a lot of women say that they will try to multitask, even in the car.
Yes, yeah.
Most men pull over, like we saw in the piece. The men
I know,
will
that was
pull over.
impressive.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
That he said, no, I pull over. And the
Yeah.
little kid even agreed.
Right,
He does
right.
pull over. Okay, so let's talk about some of these other distractions. It's not just the kids. It's the cell phones.
It is.
It's texting.
Yeah,
All
cell
of these
phone.
things.
You know, phones are highly distracting. It's scary. Your chances of crashing are quadrupled if you're using a phone, and if you're texting, you're 23 times more likely to crash your car.
That is amazing. I told you I had a friend. She just found out she's pregnant. Congratulations, Meredith. And she told me, my husband told me, no more texting while driving. And I thought, it took getting pregnant for you to realize that? Why do you think it's so hard for us to put the phone away?
It's just, you know, I mean, it's just sort of become our culture, and it's become acceptable to be reachable at all times and available. But, you know, it's really, you know, we advise that you actually put your phone away, put it in the glove compartment or in the back seat, set your
Let your
ringtones.
kids play with it.
Or just set your ringtones so that, you know, if it's your boss or your spouse or your caregiver, then you pull over and get the phone.
All right, good to have you back here, Kara. Okay,
you.
if you want to get more information on the dangers of distracted driving, you can pick up Parents Magazine or go to their website, parentsmagazine.com. So